And so Diann and Lisa in the studio, Emily Goodwin on the telephone with us, the Indiana County Veterans Providers Group. And good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There's Emily over there. Emily, you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, very good. Diann, let's start with you and introduce Emily and what our topics are today.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Legacy Project that's been going on in Indiana County since last fall. We're moving forward with that. Soldier On is here. They are a member of our Veteran Providers Group. Emily is a field supervisor for that group and is going to share a little bit about how they serve veterans.
Emily, it's all yours.
All right, great. So Soldier On is a veterans provider. We've been a member of the Veterans Provider Group since it started, and we actually serve the 23 counties that make up Western Pennsylvania, including Indiana County. We provide a service under a grant called SSVF, which stands for Supportive Services for Veterans Families. And what we do is work with veterans who are homeless or at imminent risk of homelessness, meaning they're going to lose their primary place of residence. So we have a mobile case management team made up of 9 case managers, a housing specialist, a peer, and myself as the supervisor for the team. And what we do is we go out into the community, meet with veterans wherever they may be, whether it's in a rental unit already at risk of losing housing, or on a park bench, in a shelter, in a transitional program. We meet with them and we assess their needs and we see what we can do to help them come up with a plan to find and sustain permanent housing.
I'm guessing, Emily, that means that you have to have a pretty coordinated outreach to all of the counties with which you work, including the Indiana counties veterans groups.
We do. We have an outreach specialist who coordinates all of our outreach events, and we are getting out into the community, meeting with different groups, including the Veterans Provider Group, on a regular basis, at least monthly, trying to make sure that we're staying connected and reaching any veterans. You know, a lot of veterans who are homeless are hard to reach. They don't have a lot of trust sometimes for the system, and so we're trying to make sure that we're at least putting a face with the name Soldier On so that they're more comfortable reaching out to us, and hopefully at some point, ready for housing, we can help them.
Let's bring Diann and Lisa in on the conversation. Lisa, I know that homelessness has been a particular concern of yours with the Department of Human Services.
Yes, actually, this is how the Veterans Providers Group got started, because HUD was specifically looking at veteran homelessness. And when the grant first had been initiated through the Housing Authority to bring Diann on, it was actually looking at veteran homelessness. But what's really great is this group has grown exponentially under Diann's watch. I mean, she's been great to work with. I'm a huge fan, hands down, of our veterans and active duty military. It's my favorite population to work with because I feel like they've given everything they can for our country, and they deserve everything that they can access back here on the home front. So happy to be part of this. I love this group. I love working with Diann, and I'm just tagging along in support today. Yeah. So that's actually how it all started with the HUD kind of narrowing in on veteran homelessness. And I am happy to say that's one of the things that has really decreased as soon as they put a spotlight on it across the country.
Diann, talk about that a little bit.
Yes, we started under the HUD VASH program working with the vouchers in Indiana County. We currently have 27 vouchers, and the last time I checked with Holly at the Housing Authority, I believe all those vouchers have been filled. So when that grant was not renewed, we as a group were still functioning, and the commissioners liked the work that we were doing, so they were willing to bring me on at the county level as a consultant. So I love working with this group. They're an enthusiastic, passionate group about working with veterans. We are fortunate in this county to have 2 places, the homeless parsonage for homeless veterans, and we also have the community gardens, which transitions into low-income housing. So we have some good resources here in the county, but sometimes those aren't available or don't work. So this group, I can throw that out to the whole group in an email, and people like Soldier On step up to the plate, and they will bridge those gaps, and they work together. So it works beautifully.
Emily, is Indiana County's approach to the homelessness situation typical, atypical, or a great approach? Tell me about how you react to how Indiana County is approaching the problem.
Yeah, I think Indiana County is doing a great job. We do serve a lot of very rural counties where the collaboration is much harder because of the lack of resources and just space in general. I think Indiana County is doing a great job. I know we're involved in several meetings within the county, which I cannot say about a lot of the counties that we serve. We are in Allegheny County, which keeps us quite busy. But as far as our more rural, less urban counties, I do think that you guys are doing a wonderful job.
Terrific. That's good to know. And these two ladies in front of me are a big part of that. But, Diann, it really is a group effort, isn't it? I mean, there are so many different organizations and individuals involved in this.
It is, and Indiana is very unique in that way. I don't believe that any other county has something like the Veteran Providers Group. Now, I will say I was fortunate to come on board at a time when a group was functioning when they were working on the community gardens. So I had a little bit of groundwork done. I was able to, just let that grow. So, I have to give them credit, too, from community gardens.
Yeah.
So.
There's a Veterans Rural Outreach event today happening at the Indiana VFW.
There is. Today is an actual very busy day for veterans. There is an outreach at the VFW where there'll be a lot of providers from my group there. So we will probably have low attendance because today is our monthly meeting for the Veteran Providers Group. So
you should have
it's a catch-22.
It to there. Just have it there today.
Yes. So, yes, if you have a chance to go out, I believe it's from 10 to 2 at the VFW, and they'll be having lots of providers in terms of housing and medical, education, employment, transitioning into, jobs, anything. So stop over. There is a light lunch provided also. Yeah,
Lisa and Emily, you can address this as well. The idea of homelessness, as you said, it's sometimes difficult to identify and really define homelessness, but it's more than just not having a place to sleep at night. There's all of the resources that have to support that. It's food and utilities and insurances and all of these things have to come together.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing I really like about Soldier On and our mobile approach is, we are able to connect veterans with resources through the use of our case managers and our peers. We're able to pick somebody up and take them to the food bank or take them to get connected with their SNAP, their food stamp benefits, or whatever they may need, medical care. We're able to provide that little extra assistance in getting them there because sometimes that's scary too, going to apply for benefits or just asking for help in general.
Absolutely. Lisa?
I think one thing that is really, that comes through very well with our group, it was fascinating to watch this last time because we have the Altoona VA there, we have Soldier On, we have the Veterans Leadership Program, we have all these different organizations come together, and the Red, White, and Blue teams there, and the Parsonage teams there. I mean, we just have all these places. So last time when we were working at the end of the meeting, we were kind of throwing out like, hey, we have this situation with this veteran, and who can help? And it was fascinating to watch all that work around the table with everybody saying, I can help with that, I can help with that. And one was even like dog obedience school. I can help with that, and it was so fascinating to watch all of that happen in the span of 15 or 20 minutes. And they had everybody taken care of and everybody knew what contacts they were going to make. It's phenomenal when you can watch it actually working in progress.
Sounds like a literal mustering of the troops there.
Yes.
Emily, thanks for being with us this morning. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And there is Emily Goodwin with Soldier On this morning. Diann Overman and Lisa Spencer remain in the studio for just a couple of moments until we close the segment here this morning. Diann, the Veterans Outreach event happening today at the VFW. I know there's always something going on, and that's just one of many things on your tablet, isn't it?
Yes, and if you really want to keep abreast of all the events that are going on, and Indiana County has many events going on all the time. Join our Facebook page, the Indiana County Veteran Providers Group. Everything is posted there, as well as services and things that might be important to veterans. It's a very active page, so please join that. You'll get all the information there. One of the other things I want to mention is the Indiana County Legacy Project. This is a project that we're working in cooperation with ICTC and the Historical Society. We're to document veterans' stories here in the county. We want to provide those to the families. There are stories that we want to get documented before we lose some of those stories. Then, once that veteran's gone, we're not going to have the privilege of hearing their stories. So we would be even willing to talk to a family that might have stories about a veteran if a veteran isn't verbal at this point in their life. So if you contact me at the Human Services Office, Lisa, whip off the number there. I'm not sure.
It is 724-463-8200.
And just ask for my line and leave me a message. Or send me an email at diannoverman@gmail.com. I will get you the application. It's a very short application. And then that application goes to Brenda Stormer, who verifies the DD-214s. And then it comes back to me, and we send it off to ICTC. We have already sent some off. We were fortunate enough to get a grant that was written with Dr. Dunlap, myself, and Brenda to do some advertising for the Legacy Project. So we will be able to do some billboards, yard signs, radio spots, social media boosts, things like that. And actually the ICTC and us will be meeting again in May, and they are going to help develop some of that material, the students. They are enthusiastic and absolutely wonderful to work with.
Terrific, terrific. For folks who didn't catch your email address, and especially the first name,
Yeah,
because
Diann, it's a little different, Diann Overman, Overman @gmail.com.
Very good. Very good. And everybody, again, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Veteran Rural Outreach event in Indiana County. That's at the VFW today. Co-sponsored by the Veterans Community Initiatives and the State Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. Ladies, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. And can I just say one extra thing? We just want to really put a plug in for our commissioners. They've been extremely supportive of this program.
Absolutely.
Commissioner Ruddock's a member of our group. Commissioner Baker and Commissioner Hess have really, they've seen how much good this group is doing, and they're very supportive financially of it too. So we couldn't do it without them.
Beautiful. Ladies,
Thank
thanks
you.
again. It is the voice of Indiana County.